Hi, Deep Whispers. Halloween is one of my most favorite times of year. Certainly my most favorite holiday. And look, I even wore a bow tie, technically, for this. So, where do we begin? I've had a lot of experiences with the paranormal growing up through my adulthood. A lot. But there's one specific story that just grabs me every time I think about it. And I want to share that with you because it's very personal. And I believe there's something to it. So, in 2008, we added to our family with a cat. A beautiful Turkish van, long hair. We named her Gravity. She was a very special cat. She was half dog almost. She would go hiking with me back when I could hike. She would heel through the whole hike and she would come back home with me, just following me wherever I went. There were times I just had to do this, fold my arms, and she would just kind of crawl into them, and I would carry her around the house while I let her sniff things like light switches or see on top of the counters, which she didn't usually get to do. Gravity. And she was such a good cat. She was amazing. My most favorite cat. And I don't know that there will be another that measures up. In 2015, we moved to a fairly secluded spot in New England. And she went out one day. And she didn't come home that night. And she could stay out until midnight easily. Sometimes 1 o'clock in the morning if she was being a real brat. But that night she didn't come home at all. And I didn't sleep. And for 4 days I wondered what happened. So on the fourth day, I went out in search. We were on 10 acres of land, and the neighbors each had 10 acres of land, and it was just woods and rocks and climbing and canyons. It was beautiful, but I was just screaming her name, trying to find her. Gravity. Gravity. Which I probably, if anybody was around, I sounded like a screaming moron. It's like gravity is everywhere. I was looking for my gravity. I couldn't find her. She wasn't coming. And I was crying. And I was looking. And it was daunting because my condition had already started to take me down back then. But my need to find a family member drove me. And I was looking. And I couldn't find her. And I looked harder and longer. Until I didn't know where else to look. So I came back through the woods. I sat down. I just plopped down in a big boulder, a huge rock, outside of the front door. I just said, Gravity, I don't know where you are. I need help. I need to find you. And I just sighed and I looked at the ground. And I heard her meow in my ear. I said, where are you? She meowed again. And I followed her meow at least 100 feet down the road, dirt road, to the next door neighbor's driveway. Couldn't even see their house. Everybody's up on a hill. And walking up the driveway, there she was. Nature had gotten her. But she was still intact. She still looked exactly like her. And I was so appreciative that I got to find her. I took off my shirt and I wrapped her in it. And I took her back to the house. And I buried her in the back, giving her a ceremony. Lots of love. And it feels still. You know, it doesn't matter what the connection is, with whom or what. When there's love there, when there is a connection, it lasts. And that was a loving connection with a cat. I mean, not just any cat, but I know there are plenty of people maybe looking at me like I'm nuts right now. And that's okay. It's my experience, and there's no way I can explain it. I didn't know where she was. I followed a ghostly meow. Not all ghost stories are about being scared. Some are about love. And that's one of them. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you. And enjoy life.